It is finally time. If you've been following the dump truck build, then you know we've been taking 3 parts trucks and making them into one decent truck. Super Duty axle, Super Duty frame, Ford 460 V8 up here in the front. We got the PTO mounted, we got the transmission mounted. We've done a tremendous amount of work on the chassis and all those components. But today, we're finally starting on the cab.
And to welcome you to the professionalism of the channel, I forgot to charge my wireless mic, so I didn't have good audio. We just had to use the raw audio of the camera. So I gotta explain the first couple minutes. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just bludgeoning the firewall with a hammer and a board, trying to get that little penetration straight. That's where the heater box goes through. And it's important because look at the quality and professionalism on the heater box with that JB weld. We're gonna get that slid in just a second, but before we do that, we're gonna do my favorite weekend activity, acetone in confined spaces. Always a great idea. We're gonna try to get as much grease and stuff cleaned off the backside of this firewall, get it cleaned up so I can do a little bit of sound deadening. We're not doing anything too crazy with the sound deadening. It's not my daily driver. I'm not worried about a whole lot of comfort, but a little bit could go a long way as far as when we do actually use this thing. Look at that. There's a little professionalism. I actually bought the $7 roller to try to make this work somewhat. Yeah, this is looking good. Looking really good. Doing really good work around the penetrations in the firewall. Just trying to get that as neat and possible. Neat and possible? No, neat as possible. Got this off Amazon. It wasn't too bad. Look at the accuracy in that cutout. And what is that I'm cutting out, you're probably wondering? Oh, that's the clip that held in the original sound deadening. Yeah, no, I could just pull that out. It doesn't even need to be there anymore. But we decided to cut around it because that was the right thing to do at that moment in time for whatever reason. The confidence. Look at the confidence. He's so happy. He's just so happy with the quality of work here. That's fine. It's good. I will say the sound deadening did mold and conform to the firewall pretty well, which was pretty cool. I was surprised. I didn't know how well that would work. We'll go ahead and try to slide this box into place. I did have to J-bead weld all the firewall through bolts in place on this heater box to make it work. Of course, it didn't fit, so that's fine. We're going to do the right thing there and just get the old step bit out, widen those holes out. Should be fine. Shouldn't be an issue there at all. This is what goes to it on the other side. There's through bolts on that heater box that come through the firewall and bolt through the blower motor on the outside. This is what we're trying to get lined up. Yep, verified. Still doesn't fit, and that's fine. We got step bits all day. No problem there. Eventually, after 37 hours of trying, I did get that attached. Not too bad. But it does look good sitting there, and everything did seem to seal up really well. I didn't see any daylight. We've got foam on the heater box and foam on the blower motor side of things as well. Closed cell foam, just like we found recommended on the forums. So hopefully that does well for us and we don't have too much of a whistle coming through this thing when we're driving down the road.
Yeah, embarrassing audio mistake. Rookie mistake, but that's okay. We're back in the game now. That went up there. I think everything's gonna seal okay. I got foam on both sides of it. And if she whistles going down the road, I will spray foam it, you know? There's a little rust here. There's not a crazy amount of rust overall. Got a little bit more down there. We're not gonna fix as much rust on this section because honestly, it's not terrible. But this is where the battery box goes. We're gonna just get some of the paint off of there and then hit that with my new favorite chemical. So I'm using this OSPO, which is that phosphoric acid, essentially, and some other chemicals. And it's supposed to stop the rust, convert the rust, and give you a paintable surface. Neil Coe from Dig Drive DIY turned me onto it, and I have fallen in love with that. It does recommend about 24 hours before you paint it. So we're going to get this on here tonight. And then tomorrow, we may do the old rattle can special on the inside of this after a quick cleanup. See right through the cab on this one. That's fine. Worry about getting this sealed up over here. We got a whole hole in the cab, you know. Suppose I could show you the jug. That's what it looks like. I had an okay battery box out of the F350, but looking at these battery boxes, these are way better. Yeah, that's in way better shape. There was carpet and things like that all around the inside of this. We're not replacing any of that. We'll make it a little bit louder, but it's not my daily driver, so. It did. Although I did say we're not getting too crazy in here, I am going to go ahead and try to degrease somewhat the inside of this engine compartment, and then we can go over the bare spots of metal that we hit with the OSFO with some primer, and then we'll just rattle can, spray bomb the whole thing with whatever random spray paint I got laying around, just to help try to keep this a rust limited engine compartment. Following morning, it's actually supposed to be a really nice day today. They canceled the rain in the forecast, but I want to go ahead and rattle can a little bit of paint in here while we work on some other truck components outside. It's for a different video, but we're just keeping things going. I'm just hitting primer on the bare metal. I just got this can of high performance enamel. It's white. I would prefer to do black in there, but this is what I got laying around. It's the engine compartment. I'm not too concerned about it. Oh yeah, very nice. Oh yeah, yeah, Derek would be proud of that. That's something. We need to get that covered with parts. All right, so it is a rainy day today, and I am glad we're in the shop. The only downfall, I never did install that second set of lights, so I don't know what the lighting's gonna be like for this part of the video, but I think you guys will be okay with it, right? We'll be all right. I went and got a ton of parts rounded up yesterday, ready to go for today. I guess let's go ahead and throw some paint on this battery box real quick too. We're just using some satin enamel because that's what I got left. We're getting to that part in the build where you just use what you got left. Just the more runs, the better, you know? The runs get down into the nooks and crannies. I want to get this zipped on next. We got a couple screws that broke off whenever we were taking that out. I'm going to try to get those out right quick. We're just going to wiggle them out, and we'll just put a little bit bigger size up on the screw whenever we go to put that in there. Perfect. That's got the most holes lined up. And this rig just went in that tab like that, and now beautifully secured. How about a pedal assembly and some braking power? This is the vacuum system that was on the F350. But we're going to switch to the Hydro Boost or Power Boost or the makes it brake stronger. Whatever this thing is, I don't know what that was. Anyway, let's see if we can get those to work. Tell you one thing, it's a lot easier getting this stuff installed when there's no engine in the way. Okay, can I get out this side? Oh, cool. Remember, don't start your nuts with an impact. That's how you cross thread them. Here's the brake pedal assembly out of the green truck, the 7.3. Here's the brake pedal assembly out of the 88 F350. This is the current issue. That is higher up on the pedal than on this one, so this one won't match up. So I got a couple options. I can either swap the pedal over, just taking that nut off and sliding that bolt out, or I could swap this sensor over, it looks like. No, it's just a little different. I'd have to swap that clutch pedal too. Let's just swap the brake pedal over. Let's just do that. How does this work? You just tap it out of there? Oh, looks like something that's pressed on for sure. Well, I've got the anti-press here. Okay, hold on. Okay, do I need to disconnect anything before I break something? Yes. Oh, yes. Better get that unhooked first before we pull that out. But it is coming out of there. I don't know how the whole spring setup works. Looks like something that could get exciting, though. Let's put it right up there on the magnet. All right, I gotta figure something out on this spring real quick. Gotta protect the moneymaker here. All right. Okay. Not sure how that's going back in. How when you do something for the first time, you stumble through it, but then on the second round, it's like you've been doing it for a while, you know? For safety, but I'll pop that spring out on this one. That's all there is to it. Just give her a hefty yank and she pops right out there. Yep. Also, what I noticed, as far as this piece where it needs to press in, it just has to match up with the clutch pedal because that's what operates the master cylinder for the clutch. So that shouldn't be a problem to get that realigned. Now that I think about it, go ahead and pop it over to the brake pedal. Oh, beautiful. There we go. We gotta pull it away some more. We were on to something here. Hold on. That there. Hold it. Hold it. Grab that one. And presto. We're in. We're good. Just need to hook this sensor back up. Now, let's see if this does what we need it to do. Oh yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay. Okay, that'll hold it for just the time being. I got one. Probably ought to fix it. So you're gonna notice that crack right there. That support is no longer attached. That's clean through. So we need to do something about that. Probably just fire up the flux core, clean it up, and see if we can't weld across that somewhat. Took those two bolts out. We got this road sign up in there, and she's where she needs to be. I got her turned way down. We'll see if it's going to work for us or not. Am I out? This is when I run out of wire. Oh, good. Perfect timing. Oh, I'd say that should do it. Then we can zip these on the firewall down all the way. Just gonna hit that weld with some nice, we'll just go ahead and paint over all the dirt. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm gonna do a little bit more sound deadening over in this area. This is called Kill Mat. Nothing against Diesel Creek. Big fan, huge fan. It's just the name of the product. It's the sound deadening we're putting on the floor itself, and I'm just going ahead and running one row here up into the dash. I've got some concerns about the dash fitting. I'm going to run this up into here, and then I'm going to run another layer of this down on top of it. And we're just going over all the penetrations, and then I can kind of roll that penetration to see where the edge is, and we'll come back with a hook blade. This has become a trash can though. That's a pretty handy dandy feature. So I'm adding a little bit of this heat barrier and sound barrier right behind the engine as well. I just don't think I have the energy to do the whole firewall. Hopefully right through here will be enough to make a difference, and if not, well, it's shiny, so that's something. Let's never do this again. I know you can't see, but I just need you to know we're hooking this part of the clutch up to. Just goes right there. So I think I got all the soundproofing on the back that I'm gonna do. Those linkages are all hooked up here, pins are in. Drop that steering column down and we'll see if we can't get that dash in here. I do think though, to get this dash in, I'm gonna have to just shove it as far as I can that way. There might be enough room there. I feel like all this stuff is supposed to get hooked up to something too, you know? Oh yeah. Jeez. Almost luxurious, the amount of room that we've got on this. Sometimes I'm jealous of Aaron Boom. Okay. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Mike, how do you remember where all that stuff goes? We'll let you in on a little secret. I don't have a clue. These cables go to something for sure. And this one controls... Oh, that. Okay, so whichever one controls vent selection is that one. That appears to function properly. Oh yeah. It does something. Okay, okay. Where does this go to? Now what? Yeah, I don't know. You guys are doing great, by the way. Here. We're up here now. All right, what's holding me here? So I'm up enough we can get the top screwed on. So let's do that, and then we can kind of problem solve what's holding us out at the bottom. All right, I'm confident down here we just have something pinched or caught up in the way. This needs to be up here. Oh yeah, okay, so where's that all supposed to go? Not there, obviously. I can't really show you. What I can tell you is I just got some cables caught between the air ducts. I think it's these cables are in between and my antenna. One of the connections of the vents and the heater box. They're smashed in there. And I think the cables need to go right up top and around like that. And they're hanging down here in the way. Is there a clip? Oh, there is. There's a clip right here that holds. Okay. It's like they rigged something up. This is this bracket right here. It's holding me up, it's holding me out. It's something that they welded on. It doesn't look factory by any means. See if we can't get that broken off there and out of the way. It's just welded on that one side, yeah. Bend and break it. Very secure. I'm just gonna pull this whole column and just get out of the way. I can't quite figure out what's got me held up. It was the speedometer cable that was in the way, but we got that routed. I want to try to tackle this mess. I would like to start anyway, at least get this connection back here. All right, I need to get that other end shoved through first. So we got that pushed through, and then this plugs into it, and it's got, see that bolt right there? That bolt threads into the center and then holds it all together, sandwiched. Holds it together, sandwiched. And then this has little keyways, essentially. Now, in theory, a fella shouldn't be able to get it wrong. And I can actually reach in through this column hole. It goes on this block earlier that we got those broken screws out of. I think these can pretty much be anything here. It's got some self-tappers. The rest of this, I think we're just gonna let hang out for the time being. You know, just, I wanted to get that connection made because I think it's easier to do now. Let's zip the battery box on over here right quick. Very nice. It is slowly but surely starting to look like a truck again. Next video, we're gonna be right back on the cab. We're gonna finish all the sound deadening in here, some sound deadening back on the back side. We may do a little bit more dash work, and we're gonna swap out a column that was in the 7.3, hopefully for the column that was in the 88. I don't know if I can actually. I don't know if this is gonna be the same, but I'd like to. This mechanism here just, it doesn't feel great. So I'd kind of like to swap her out. That's from the 88, so I definitely got to swap that over. And I did just straight up lie to you. Next video is actually going to be how much everything is costing, where we're at financially on this rig right now. But I'll give you a little Easter egg here at the end of this. Top of the cab's getting painted Ford gray, ag colors. Bottom of the cab's getting painted Ford blue, ag colors. And then I want to get a decal, just like on the Ford tractors, on the side of it that'll have the name of the truck. We're painting it the theme of a Ford tractor. I don't want it to be something fancy. It's supposed to be something utilitarian, so it's going to look utilitarian. Plus, my youngest told me I should paint it blue. Well, there you go. I can't thank you guys enough for watching. I am so excited about this project. We are getting very close. I cannot wait to set this thing on the cab. Nope, the frame. If we set it on another cab, it's just going to start getting weird.